Welcome to another episode of the Dope Student Podcast.
Hi, my name is Dania.
Hi, my name is Yasmin.
Hi, my name is Cassidy.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast.
Wait, what am I supposed to Wait, hold up. My mind just went blank. Can you restart?
It's Monday.
Oh, my God. All right. Wait, I'll be like... All right. Hi, my name is Dania.
Hi, my name is Yasmin.
Hi, my name is Cassidy.
And welcome
to the Dope Student Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Dope Student Podcast. Today we have a very special guest. So who do we have here today?
Hi, good morning. My name is Kelly O'Brien. I am a career integration specialist for the Office of Career and Technical Education.
So today we're going to be asking you some questions. First question is, can you share your background and what inspired you to pursue a career in education, particularly focusing on career and technical education?
Okay. So my background, this is my 24th year and as a teacher / educator. I started out as a high school English teacher. I taught high school English for 10 years. I moved in from past high school English teaching. I moved into writing curriculum for the School District of Philadelphia. After writing curriculum for several years, I moved into roles that were more academic coaching and working side by side with teachers, supporting them and helping them grow. As far as why I became a teacher, I think a lot of my own experiences as a student really helped me want to become a teacher. I went to Catholic school, and in Catholic school, it's very like one size fits all instruction, and I was not a one size fits all type of student. I was definitely the type of student that was very active and liked to get out of my seat, and I believe maybe I've had some undiagnosed ADHD at the time, and that I struggled a lot with that. So I think that once I had the ability to become a teacher, I wanted to make sure that my students didn't have those same struggles that I did, that they were able to do some hands-on instruction, that they were able to, I was able to differentiate instruction for them. So that was definitely one of my reasons behind becoming a teacher. I just really wanted students to be able to be actively engaged in instruction, especially now that I'm with career and technical education. That is a pathway for students. A lot of hands-on instruction, a lot of ways to get up and kind of learn according to your own style, so to speak.
Where do you rank Mayfair CTE compared to other high school programs in Philadelphia?
So where do I rank Mayfair? According to other high school programs, I rank Mayfair at top-notch. Top-notch. You have a top-notch instructor. Mr. Jarrett is doing things with you, like I said this morning, that people aren't doing on Monday mornings. People aren't doing podcasts. People aren't doing as much hands-on instruction. So you have a dope teacher for this dope podcast. You guys are doing so much, and embrace what you're learning here, because all of the things that you're learning here are going to be transferable into those programs when you go to high school.
Do you think engaging youth earlier could make it easier to support CTE programs? How do we modernize our approach?
So I think that getting students engaged earlier is definitely a great idea. I think that that's something that we are always moving towards in our office, is trying to get more middle school programs, and more students actively engaged. Not only engaged, but knowing exactly what career and technical education entails and what that means. A lot of times there's some misconceptions about career and technical education, that that it's a pathway for less, when it's a pathway for more. You get more choices, you get more opportunities, and you get more exposure into the real world. Those things are not happening always in general regular education. So getting the CTE exposure is really where it needs to be, to push past just the academics.
Why is it so difficult to promote and implement CTE programs in middle schools?
So I think it's difficult. It can be challenging to promote promote programs in middle school. I think that again, it is something that we are always trying to expand. I think that the difficulty comes in with with, you know, the amount of people that we have to get in and work within the middle schools. But I think that for the most part, we're always trying to expand and grow exposure because we want to grow programs also in high school, and we want to make sure that students are moving from high school to college or career.
You mentioned education provides countless pathways. What are some roles beyond teaching that students might not initially consider?
Can you say that again? So what are...
You mentioned education provides countless pathways. What are some roles beyond teaching that students might not initially consider?
Roles beyond teaching that students might not consider? I think some roles are getting involved in your community. That's really important. Learning from a mentor is really important. And finding someone, maybe even an older sibling, and finding out, you know, some of the things that they're doing just to get some more information. Firsthand information is always the best information, and being able to do something yourself is also a really good way to get involved and to learn other than just teaching or learning from your teacher.
How can exposing students to real-world experiences through CTE better prepare them for their future?
I don't think there's anything better than real-world experience. Once you get into the real world, you can see, you know, how things work, how you can grow, how you can get more experience. So I think that the real world is definitely the way to go as far as, you know, getting an internship and, you know, learning, like I said, firsthand and seeing what you like. And when you're in the career, you can see what other careers or what other avenues you might also want to pursue.
Why do you emphasize pursuing dual certification, particularly in special education, for aspiring educators?
So dual certification, I think, is really the way of the future. A lot of students come in with a lot of diverse learning needs, and I think that overall fostering an inclusive environment is really important, and fostering some kindness and empathy, they always should be prioritized, and I think that that's an important aspect, and it will be helpful in pursuing a career and obtaining a job.
How do you see CTE programs as game changers for students who struggle with traditional academic paths?
So like I said, from my own experience, I didn't have the opportunity for career and technical education. Had I known about it, I think it would have been a game changer. A lot of times, I had a friend who went to school for cosmetology and also went after cosmetology school got her cosmetology certification in high school, and then she went to college to become a nurse. And during her nursing program, she did everyone's hair and earned some money while she was going to college, paid her way through college, and with that money was able to kind of, pay for any type of books or anything that she needed. And she didn't have any college debt when she was done. So that was like a huge thing. And she could, start building, her own future with zero debt. So that was definitely a game changer.
You've had such a dynamic career. What is the most pivotal moment or challenge you overcome that shaped who you are today?
So can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
You had such a dynamic career. What was the most pivotal moment or challenge you've overcome that changed who you are today?
So a couple things. One pivotal moment, I like to call it like a full circle moment, was after teaching and one of my students was in my professional development audience, and she became a teacher. So anytime and then one of the reasons why she said she became a teacher was because she felt influenced by me in my classroom. That is definitely, of course, a big goal was like being able to know that you've influenced students, but knowing that someone has followed a path similar to your path because you've influenced them, that's definitely pivotal. That's definitely a full circle moment. And I would say another thing that was really pivotal for me is having my own children and seeing how they learn and grow and work with, within education. That is definitely extremely eye-opening, like when you have your own children and seeing them, and it kind of connects all the dots, or it did for me anyway.
What advice would you give to students considering a career in education or related field?
So, if you're advice that I would give in anyone pursuing a career in education is don't wait until you get to college to experience it. Start talking to your teachers now and say, "Hey, how can I help? I think I want to become a teacher. What are the ins and outs of becoming a teacher? What are some things? Can I do more presentations? What are the things that you would recommend?" And getting started as soon as you possibly can.
How do you ensure that diverse learners feel included, valued, and supported in today's classroom?
So, for me, I think that it's really important to build a classroom culture that is extremely kind and that is extremely inclusive. And I think that making sure that students are learning from one another and students feel comfortable sharing in your classroom. I think that they are two really big ways to make sure students feel included and accepted.
Your journalism background is fascinating. How has that experience influenced your approach to education?
So as far as journalism, in fact, I never in a million years when I would have thought I would be teaching journalism. And it's definitely impacted me because I think that the First Amendment right is an extremely important right. I also believe that your ability to express yourself is important. To be honest is important. I also think that the quote, "The pen is mightier than the sword," is extremely important because you can definitely move the mark when it comes to really clear writing and expressing your opinion in a very positive way, and you can definitely help people.
Can you elaborate on how students in CTE programs can earn college credits and reduce tuition costs?
Yes. So once you get to high school, if you are in a CTE program, you can earn college credits. It's called SOAR, and that acronym stands for Students Occupationally and Academically Ready. And with SOAR credits, we have what's called articulation agreements with colleges, and that means we have a relationship with them. You can take, if you take your NOCTI and you pass, you also need to be successful in your career and technical education class, and you will get college credits for your CTE course. Okay, it's very similar to like if you went to high school and you were taking like AP classes and you passed the AP test, you also can get college credits. So SOAR is, again, students who are occupationally and academically ready. It will save you money for college, and it's an excellent program.
What's one moment with the student that reinforced why you do what you do?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
A moment with the student that reinforced why you do what you do.
Reinforced why I do what I do. I'm going to have to go back to that like full circle moment where, everybody wants their like Oprah moment where like somebody, feels like, that you've impacted someone. And so I think anytime you feel like you've impacted someone in a way positively, and that's extremely powerful.
You mentioned having a twin sister who also teaches. How has that shared experience shaped your perspective on education?
So, yeah, it's true. I have a twin sister. She also teaches. She's actually practically across the street at Lincoln High School. So if you guys want to go over to Lincoln, she's over there. But it has impacted me having a twin sister who also is in education. We talk all day long education. I know that doesn't sound real, but we compare stories and compare notes and talk about ways to support students. And it's like she's also a college professor at Temple, and she's got a wealth of knowledge and is extremely, extremely smart. And, it's just great having someone that you can pick their brain on a regular basis, and it never gets old.
What's the one takeaway you want students, educators, or parents to gain from your insights about CTE and education?
So I think overall, one of the things I think is really important, no matter what path you decide to take, is to follow your heart and what it is that you really want to do, because in the end of the day, you don't want to regret anything that, oh, I should have done. But following your heart, because everyone's going to have their opinions about what you should do, okay? I want you to do this, I want you to do that. And it is very important to listen to others' opinions and to take their information and use some of that information, but also take what you have in your heart and follow your heart and really, just make sure that you don't regret anything because you feel like you missed something that you really wanted to do.
Lastly, how do you envision CTE evolving in the next 5 to 10 years, and what role should educators and administrators play in driving that change?
So in the next 10 years, I would hope that we have expanded on our programs, that we've expanded on student opportunities, that we've grown students, the student population, and that we are adding programs that are high needs for society.
Thank you so much for joining another episode of the Dope Student Podcast. We're so glad to have you here. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.